Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, and I thank the honourable member for his question. The year 2021 now marks the 11th year since we have had the land use division that was established within the ministry as part of one of government's land reform initiatives to facilitate the land bank under the provisions in the Land Use Act. This is a program designed to make more land available for productive and socio-economic purposes, and the Land Use Division has come a long way in facilitating this objective, in making available ideal Tokay and state land for optimal economic benefits. Today, this division has designated 133 land parcels. That means 133 land parcels are now in the land bank. When I last made a ministerial statement in 2020, the figure was 119 land parcels. So these 133 land parcels has a total area of around 14,964 hectares. And out of these 133 land parcels, 114 is Itoke land of around 13,910 hectares. And there are 6 state land parcels and 13 freehold buyback land parcels. Presently, there are 80 registered leases administered under the land bank, with an additional 16 lease offers that have been issued. So the offers have been issued to the investors, and once they have taken them up, then these will then become formal leases. Also, we have 77 residential lots awaiting development completion, for which the government anticipates to receive a total of 6.2 million should these lots be sold at a conservative price. If we get better prices, then the amount of revenue will be higher also for the people that gave their land for this area. The types of leases that are issued under the land bank include large-scale commercial, agricultural, commercial lots, residential, industrial, special use, tourism development lease. And a good example of that is the Kokomo Island Resort, which just came from land that was given to the land bank. Also for quarry, for mining surface leases, for tower transmitter leases, for heavy industrial and special and water extraction. Since 2010, the total revenue received for the leasing of these 80 leases has come to approximately $13.3 million. For the 2020 and 21 financial year, revenue stood at $2.2 million in total. Of this, 609,000 was from state land leases, while 1,613,000 is revenue from Itoke land leases. For the 2021 financial year, Mr. Speaker, sir, there was a total of 9 leases issued, and this was higher than the NDP target for this division, which is to get 6 leases per annum. Landowning units who deposit their lands into the land bank and where the land has been leased out for mining purposes receive 2 modes of payment. They are paid 100% of the lease money for the service lease under the Land Use Act, and also they are paid 80% of royalties under Section 5 of the Fair Share of Minerals Royalties Act. For example, the Matangali Naita and Matangali Naizombo, Naweli Wimbua, have received a total of $1,050,267.08 from royalty payments, and also $1,580,993 from surface lease payable to the landowning units. Under the Land Bank Investment Program, another $150,000 was allocated in the national budget for the supply of EFL power poles grid extension for the rural electrification of 14 agricultural lots at Ketei village in Sabsabo. The survey of idle Itoke land parcels is a unique feature of the Land Use Act, which requires the compulsory survey of any land parcel that is deposited in the land bank before the issuance of any lease. So this is one thing that the landowners will get. The land is surveyed, so even if it is not eventually leased out, they get a completed survey that is available for them. In the last financial year, the division surveyed 4 land parcels covering a total of 82.41 acres. That survey included 3 islands, small islands located near to Moalevo village in Bonombalau in Lao. So government is working to improve access to land by offering this option through the Land Bank Initiative, and also to achieving optimal and equitable returns for underutilized land that is available in Fiji. This is being done through the Land Use Division via the Land Bank to fulfill its objectives as required in the Land Use Act, and most importantly to contribute towards Fiji's socio-economic development. Now, Mr. Speaker, sir.